Hello everyone, I hope you are enjoying your day. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. My name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and if you are new to watching the channel, I welcome you and thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you consider subscribing. And thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for coming back and for your support. So today I'm sharing with you my first look for my Valentine's Day collection. I am making two looks, and I started off with this look because this is the more scaled down version. I personally do not like to go out to dinner on Valentine's Day because of the crowds. For me, it's just not that serious because my husband and I do things year round. But I am a person who likes to take every opportunity possible to celebrate for the good, and I love making things that are surrounded by that celebration, and I like creating memories around it. And it doesn't matter whether it's clothes or crafting. So with that being said, I had to make two looks because the first one that I consider to be more scaled down, which is what I am currently wearing, is for when we go to lunch, which is something that we do every year. We don't do dinner on Valentine's Day, but we do have a Valentine's Day lunch together, and we take a lunch hour from our jobs, so whatever I'm wearing to work is what I will be wearing to our little Valentine's Day lunch. Now, even though I don't think look number two is like over the top, which is a dress that I'll talk about later, this version is, like I said, more scaled down, and I made this top. I think it's absolutely beautiful by using Simplicity 9470 and this beautiful burgundy, wine colored, whatever you want to call it, fabric, and it's a crepe back satin. I absolutely love it and I think it's so classy. So let's talk a little bit about my experience while making the pattern. So again, as stated previously, this is Simplicity 9470, and this is one of the new spring Simplicity patterns that recently had come out. And the pattern description is Mrs. Tops. There are 4 views for this pattern. View A and View B are the same exact pattern except for the sleeve length, and they both have the 3 asymmetrical pleats in the lower front right portion of the top, and it also has a peplum. So views C and D are the same exact top except for the sleeve length, and there are 2 pleats in the front of the top that are towards the bottom, and then there's matching pleats on the peplum in the front that matches, and then in the back of the top there's the same, it looks the same exact way. So the fabric recommendations are going to be your chalets, your charmeuse, your crepe de chines, your double georgettes, silky types, your matte jersey knits, and soft cotton blends. Like I said, I use the crepe back satin. So the sewing skill level for this is not rated, but I would think that an advanced beginner or an intermediate level sewist could make this. The reason why I say at minimum an advanced beginner is because the pattern calls for making pleats, attaching a facing, and installing an invisible zipper, which are things that are not common with beginner friendly patterns. I mean, it takes a little bit more skills than just being a basic beginner. As far as the pattern pieces are concerned, I used 6 pattern pieces to make this top. The pattern pieces that I used were the front, the back, the front facing, the back facing, the front peplum, and the back peplum. I did not need any notions other than thread and a 22-inch invisible zipper, and the pattern sizing comes in size 6 through 22, and the finished bust measurements are on the back of the pattern, so that will allow you to figure out which size pattern package you should get. So the size that I cut was a 22, which is the largest size, and my bust is a 45, and according to the pattern I could have cut a 20 for a 45.5-inch bust, but I went with the size 22 because the size 22 allows for a 47.5 inch bust, and I wanted a little room because the fabric that I use is woven and it doesn't stretch at all whatsoever. And like I said, I just wanted a little wiggle room. Now it matched me perfectly, so I'm extremely happy that I did not make a 45. So either it's run small or I got a little bigger, but we're gonna fix that. I digress. Anyway, did it look like the photo drawing on the pattern envelope? Yes and no. It looks like the model's top on the hanger to a certain degree, and not 100%. So the first reason why I don't think it looks identical to the models is because the peplum is much shorter on me, and it even looks shorter on the pattern pieces than what is being shown on the pattern cover. I looked at my pattern piece thinking that maybe there had to be like a bigger one in the packaging because it was noticeably short. I looked through the rest of the pattern pieces that I had not cut, and sure enough, I had the right piece. It's just very short, and it seems like it should have been at least 2 inches longer. Okay, I could have definitely extended the peplum myself, but I didn't because I had only purchased the exact amount of fabric that I needed to make this, so I didn't have enough wiggle room with the amount of fabric that I had to extend the front and the back peplum to make it work out. So I just had to leave it as is. However, I do recommend lengthening the peplum by at least 2 inches, and I will explain why in a bit because it's more than just a preference. The other reason why I don't think it looks 100% like the models is because I am bigger all the way around than the model, and the places where I'm bigger, such as my bust and my belly area, you know, it just kind of pulls at the pleats and takes the natural lay of the asymmetrical pleats away. And I know that that's what's happening with my bigger size because on the hanger it looks the exact same. The pleats are in the right spots, they're not stretched out or anything, but when I pull it over my head and put the top on my body, it kind of changes the position of the pleats. And I don't think it looks terrible, but when you're looking at my top and then you look at the models, that's the reason why mine aren't laying the same. It's because I'm heavier, and the places where I'm heavier cause the pleats to be a little distorted. But like I said, I still like it. So the pattern instructions were very easy to follow, and the things that I liked about the pattern is I love the grown on sleeves. I just love it. Very easy to do. I like how easy it was to construct. I love the asymmetrical darts. I love the peplum and the invisible zipper, because you all know I love an invisible zipper. And I love how classy this top is. It is so beautiful. Like, I could buy all the colors in crepe bag satin and make this top because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I also, not only do I just think it's classy, I think it's professional. So me wearing to work, listen, they loved it. I also like that this pattern has short and longer sleeve options because the length of the longer sleeves and the shorter sleeves, you know, allows for this to be the type of top that can be made and worn year round. And I love a pattern that can be worn throughout all seasons. So that's the reasons why I like it. So was there anything that I disliked about the pattern? Yes, the length of the peplum. Like I said, it should have been longer because that's what the appearance on the pattern cover gave us. However, I could have lengthened it, but I already explained why I didn't. So yes, the length of the pattern pieces for the peplum were not the greatest, but it all worked out. I didn't learn any new techniques. Everything that I did while constructing this top, I've done many times, and I didn't have any first time experiences. The fabric that I use, as mentioned before, is this beautiful wine or burgundy colored crepe back satin. This is my favorite type of satin because it has weight to it, it has texture to it, it irons well, it doesn't get runs in it, so it's just beautiful. And I also love the beautiful shine that it gives off. You can even see that in the camera here. It's just a beautiful shine, and I just think it's a gorgeous type of fabric. I purchased this fabric from Hobby Lobby. They're my go-to for crepe back satin because they always have it in stock. They always have many colors. They even had it in pink, and when I saw the pink, I was like, oh, maybe I should do pink, but my dress is gonna be in pink, so I just stuck to the red. But oh my god, it's just a beautiful blush pink. But anyway, we're talking about this one, right? But yes, Hobby Lobby is my go-to for crepe back satin because I can always find it there. It's always 60 inches wide, 60-inch wide fabric, so you don't have to worry about those little 44-inch cuts, and it's always available. So do I have any recommendations? Well, yes, I do. I definitely recommend lengthening the peplum by at least 2 inches because, number one, if you do not, it will not look identical to the model's top on the pattern cover, and if that is the look that you are going for, you're not going to achieve that look at 100%. It'll still look nice, but you will not achieve that look. I also think that it's necessary to lengthen the peplum because the top calls for a 22-inch invisible zipper, and the zipper from the very top of my top to the bottom measures the whole length of the top. Although my top length should have measured 23 inches according to the finished pattern measurements, I don't believe it did because like I said, the zipper from the very top, I couldn't go up any further to the very bottom of the top, matched up perfectly with my, with the top and the peplum combined. Okay, so basically my zipper was hanging over the hem. Okay, and because of that, I had to fold my zipper into the hem so that it would not show. Now, I could have cut my zipper and just shortened it a little bit and sewed it closed so that the zipper pull didn't come out, but I didn't feel like doing that. So I just, like I said, folded my zipper into the hem and I hemmed it up that way. And I did that with my Singer heavy duty because it can get through anything. I mean, it's just really good. It can get through everything thick, but my brother sewing machine would have never been able to do that. So if you have a machine that struggles with thickness, then you're definitely going to have to cut the zipper so it shuts so the zipper pull doesn't get through if you don't lengthen the peplum and you run into the same issues that I have. So I just say save yourself some time and the trouble and lengthen the peplum just in case. Or if you are a different size than me, you may not even have that issue, but I would at least measure the top and the peplum and add the length together and subtract the seam allowances so that you know where the top will stop and you know where the zipper will stop. So I would definitely recommend this pattern to others despite the whole length issue of the peplum. It's beautiful and that's not the biggest problem in the world. It's an easy fix. Definitely don't let that deter you from making it. Just note that if you do make this, you want to save yourself some problems or some, sidebars and things like that, and just measure it out. But like I said, I would definitely recommend this to others. The top overall is super cute, and like I said, even though it's shorter, I immediately noticed it. I just didn't have enough fabric to fix the issue. So with this top, you can dress this baby up or down. It's very versatile, and even if you use a more relaxed or everyday type of fabric, it's still going to be, what do we call it? Elevated. That's the word. It's still going to be elevated because of the pleat detail. Even if you make the other version, C or D, you know, those pleats are very unique as well. Just having the two pleats in the front and then on the peplum and on the bottom of the top, and the same thing in the back. So I think it's super cute, and I will make either C or D because I would like to see how that looks as well. So this pattern just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago during the spring release of the Simplicity sale, so it's definitely available for purchase. You can find this pattern online at the Simplicity website, and I will link to the pattern in the description box below if you want to take a closer look or buy it online. And you can also find the pattern in your local Joann's or Hobby Lobby in the pattern drawers, and like I said, I definitely recommend it, and this is definitely a winner. So for my accessories, I am wearing my big bling hoop earrings that I got for Christmas, and for my necklace, this is a necklace that came from Pandora? No, Paparazzi. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Yes, my necklace came from Christmas. My mother purchased these for me, and this is a Paparazzi necklace. It came in a set, but the earrings were small. I don't do small earrings unless I'm wearing an updo. So yeah, so now I will enter a few more pictures and twirls of my beautiful Valentine's Day top. So this is another winner in my book, a simple pattern with asymmetrical pleats to spice it up and elevate it. Just make those little suggested adjustments that I mentioned and you will be all good. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you like my first look for my Valentine's Day collection. If you did, you already know what I'm gonna say. Take a pause for the cause and click the like button, and also click the subscribe button and the gray notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a video. And make sure you leave me a comment in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts about this top. Just all your thoughts. I want to know. Do you like it? What do you think about the asymmetrical pleats? Is this something that you think you would make? Let me know. Well, thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support, and I will see you in the next video, which will be my Valentine's Day look number 2. Bye.